Hello there everybody, the hat person here, and you guys know exactly why we've all gathered around here in this momentous occasion, right? Well, Senran Kagura Estival versus! It's out now, finally! And guess what? We're doing a series. We're doing the same thing as we did with Shinobi Versus. We're playing through the whole goddamn thing, ladies and gentlemen. Knowing that Shinobi Versus was well viewed and well received by a lot of people, then hey, what's stopping me from playing Estival, the direct sequel that just came out 2 days ago at the time of this recording. I have felt the need to actually play this game because I am reviewing this game in video form at thebuttonsmashers.com. The written review is already out. Somebody else reviewed it, but I'm going to be doing the video version of that. And so I had to play it a little bit in advance. Unfortunately, I did spoil myself a little bit on the story, but for the most part, I am pretty much in the dark. As you guys all know, I have a checking out video that I made a long while ago of the Japanese version and on Vita. This is actually the American English version on PlayStation 4. So, yeah, we're actually kicking it up a notch. We're going full on 1080p 60 FPS on this whole thing. Unfortunately, my capture card can only record on 30, so just imagine the game running twice as smoothly. But anyway, obviously, if I hit continue, we're gonna move on to my save file here, where I've only been playing for a little while. Yeah, 5 hours, got a little bit of money, I got a few missions, not really all that much. I got a few trophies. But for the most part, yeah, as I said, I really don't know a whole lot about the story. I know the setup, but I really don't know anything beyond, like, Chapter 2 or something like that. So, because we're starting off a series, I'm gonna go for a brand new game, and I'm actually gonna save over this, because there's no need for me to have this anymore. So yeah, I'm gonna be talking about this on my brand new podcast that I have, called the Echicast, where I'm going to be talking about the story and all that kind of stuff, hence why I wanted to start this series off as fast as possible. But anyway, obviously, because this is episode 1, it's going to be a bit of a longer episode than usual, because, you know, it's a brand new game. It's an entirely new game, and so I think it might be best to actually show you guys around, give you a little bit of a tour, and it'll be a lot easier for me now that everything is in English and I know where everything is at. So if you press square right here, if you'll join me on the square button, on the good old square button, you'll actually see an update log on everything that's been happening, every single update that has reigned here on this game. So 1.14 is the most recent one. This is just, you know, adjustments and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we got the Shinobi Dojo. That's where you can take your game online, as it says, and you can play multiplayer with other people. There's a whole bunch of other mini games and you know, challenges and stuff that carry over from Shinobi Versus over to here, but then you have a bunch of new ones that are added into it. Also, some brand new, fairly unique multiplayer maps that don't actually show up in the main story, so that's pretty good. Obviously, you got the dressing room. You guys know exactly what that's for, dressing up your girls, and of course, taking pictures and all that, you know, Senran Kagura 2 style. You also have the library, pictures, music, you know, reference game stats and all that kind of stuff. You have the settings. And so in the settings, there's a whole bunch of stuff to look at, music, sound effects, voice. You can actually, if you buy the DLC for it, you can actually switch the Estival versus background to the Shinobi versus background. Background music. I might actually cave in and buy the Shinobi versus background music, because the Estival versus music, even though it's all, I don't think it's as good as other ones, you know? It is not as good as Shinobi versus, and it is definitely not as good as Deep Crimson. So yeah, if I'm ever so inclined, I might be, you know, tempted to go back to Shinobi Versus, because that really was a great soundtrack. Estival Versus, not so much, but, you know, just for the sake of, you know, having this be a brand new game, then maybe we'll keep it. But anyway, here are all the characters. These are voice guides. So you know how in fighting games there's like voice announcers and all that kind of stuff that talk about, you know, round 1 and all that kind of stuff? Well, you can choose whichever character you want to give that voice. Right now, as a default, you have Yumi, and I think we'll keep it like that for now, just to show you how it is. And then as time moves on, we will go ahead and change them around. Obviously, we'll change into Ikaraga, but then we'll, you know, we'll try and varietize. But anyway, you have the, you know, camera controls, camera reset, controller vibrations, allow favorite outfit registration, yes, we want that. And then visuals, you can either skip the cutscenes or not, if you want. Obviously, we're going to be looking at the story right now, so we're not going to be skipping anything. Clothes breaking from damage. So do you actually want to see some clothes breaking, or you do not want to see some clothes breaking? I personally do, so I'm going to keep that on. Custom outfits and story scenes, yes. Custom accessories and story scenes, yes, also yes. Display enemies' health. I think I will want that. It is disabled as a default, and the only way to actually take a look at a character's health is by locking onto them. and seeing how the color on the lock-on cursor changes, but I do like seeing the bar, so, yeah. Oh, look at that, Hala Miami has just installed. Awesome. But we're not gonna play Hala Miami right now, we're gonna play, some SK Estival versus. Oh my god, are you guys excited? Because I am super duper excited, even though I already played this in my own spare time for 5 hours, but this is my first time playing it recorded. This is my first time playing it for you guys, with my commentary and my stupid-ass jokes that, you know, are kind of hit or miss. But in any case, let's get straight into it. Let's start a brand new game immediately after. So, as I said before, Shinobi versus and Estival versus, they're both connected in the sense that Estival versus is an immediate sequel. Like, this happens immediately after Shinobi versus, so, yeah. You can consider this the aftermath of Shinobi versus. And so, if you are not a fan of Senran Kagura, or if you don't know anything about Senran Kagura prior to this game, you're gonna have a bad time. Like, you're not, gonna have a good time with the story, because they say a lot of things that references back to older games. And not just Shinobi versus, but, you know, like Burst and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Where, it comes to the point where, like, if you really want to truly enjoy the story, you have to know all the characters, you have to know all the stories, you have to know all the games. You just have to. And in this particular situation, I'm kind of okay with that, because this is kind of a niche series of games. You know, this is not super mainstream, right? It's not, they're not trying to make all these games like their own little individual thing. You know, the company that makes this game knows that, you know, the people that are going to play it are already going to be massive fans of it, you know, like myself. So let's just, you know, stop with like the introductions or, you know, the exposition or whatever, and just go full force with this continuation, you know? And so right now you have an old lady narrating. Hopefully you guys have been reading so far. It's a little long-winded. It is a little bit too long, I feel, but I think starting now, I'm going to shut up. Well, I'm not going to shut up. I'm going to interject in a little bit, but, you know, let's just listen and see what this old lady has to say. This old narrator has to say. Oh, great. Now that I stopped talking, now she's not talking. Man, that's harsh. Yeah, they're living in the shadows all the time. They're anonymous heroes or villains. They make it out to look like super tragic. Oh, what a shame. They're not celebrated. What does that spirit feel? Well, hopefully I don't get sucked in by a vacuum cleaner, you know, by Luigi. Or what? Are you gonna leave us hanging? Are you gonna start a new sentence? Yep. You're not gonna complete that sentence. If the story I'm about to hear is as slow as this one, then I don't want to keep playing. This is going on for a while. All these fireflies. Midsummer? Well, maybe they'll see late summer. Assuming that they will cry. And knowing the story, maybe they will cry. And no one knows yet. I'm not gonna spoil it now. Shut up. Sit down and take a look at the story. I'm an old lady. Alright, Summer Festival. Bring it on. We're ready. We're ready. We just finished the previous game's story all the way. Side stories and everything. And now we're ready for a brand new thing. Oh. I felt like that was a good way to close it, you know, with the previous sentence, but for some reason you felt the need to add another last sentence there. Okay. Time for a little amusement. Okay, now we really begin. Okay, so this is an animated scene. We don't usually see a lot of these in the Senran Kagura games. They're fairly rare. If it's not the opening scene when you first boot up the game, then it's like the credits or something, I don't know. But anyway, here we begin. We're in the woods. Two swords right there. Oh no, you can see a Valkyrie Drive passed by here a moment ago. Don't worry about it. So we have Ryobi and Riona. Again, if you guys have been following my channel and you followed the previous series that I did, then very similar to how they made this game. You know, like, I think you'll have the biggest amount of fun if you actually watch that previous series. and, you know, you get up to date and informed on all the characters and all the story, because for the most part, I'm gonna do the same that the game does, and just, you know, just keep going on, you know, going into it assuming that, you know, everybody here knows everyone. I'm gonna call everybody by name, and, you know, maybe I'll remind people of some stuff, but, you know, again, the majority of it will be going into it already knowing everyone. There we go. Such a humble, calm little moment, and then we have this. Great. Opening it up with a bang, or with a slap, I guess. Riona getting exactly what she wants. So anyway, they hear a noise, and they're wondering what it is. And so as these 4 people doing some weird satanic ritual, they're bringing back Lucifer. Is the final boss. Lucifer's the final boss, calling it. They kind of changed the art style a little bit. Like, the characters' faces look a little bit different from before. They look a little bit more rounded. Their faces look a little bit smaller. I don't know. When they open their mouths and you see their teeth on the... I love how he just bops her in the head. But, yeah, a lot of the facial structure got changed a lot. You know, the eyes and the mouths are a little bit rounder. You know, I don't know. I don't like it. I kind of prefer how they looked in Shinobi Versus. But, you know, what you're gonna do, right? You know, when they open their mouths and you see their teeth from the top, they kind of look like a character from Alvin and the Chipmunks, you know? They have, like, chipmunk teeth. They look like the Chipettes. But anyway, you know, ignore my stupid talk here. But, you know, these people are trying to, like, send all these spirits to the afterlife. You know, basically, as the narrator said, they're ghosts that, you know, are kind of still wandering around in the world. And she's, like, sending them back. Here we go, flashback. I don't know why they keep covering the face, since we literally just saw her face right now. There we go, that's her face, so why do you obscure it in the flashback? It's literally the same picture that we saw in Shinobi Versus. Okay, she got defensive, and now she's shooting up the place. That's what you do. She broke the barrier. Okay, now she's running away. Wait a minute, are we running away from that place, or are we running towards the... Okay. Okay, now she's all the way over there for some reason. Wasn't she, like, a lot closer than that? Like, why are we running all the way to the other side of the woods now? And now that old lady is there. Wasn't she, like, all the way back there? Didn't we run away from them? And now everybody's here now! Wasn't this place empty, like, a second ago? Like, first, like, it was supposed to be very close by, and then suddenly the coffin is super far away, and the old lady's not there, and then, no, what the... Yeah, all of this thing with the placement and stuff is really confusing. They were supposed to be very close by, and then Riona had to run like half a mile to be able to get to her sister, and then the old lady wasn't there, and then she's there, and then everyone else is there, and then, like, the big fire thing is there too. Like, what? Okay, sure, whatever. And then suddenly, like, a big explosion for no reason. I don't know why it exploded. And I sincerely doubt they'll explain it either. So, in any case, here we are. Now we're actually getting to the dialogue scene. So, Rave and Riona, funnily enough, they are the ones that are opening this game for us, and not, like, the Hanzo students or anything. This is a very unconventional way to open up the game. Ah, come on, don't be like that. I know you love it. No, I'm not alright. Isn't that great? There we go, I told you. Let's do it again. I want to feel that explosion. I want to feel that burn. Sure, that's a good way to describe it. So there we go, that's a brand new addition to the game. Now, you have, like, little backgrounds and stuff that can express, the girls' feelings even further. And so, yeah. All of those hearts pretty much speak for themselves. Riona loved that explosion because it hurt. Don't insult her, that's exactly what she wants. Oh? Oh my god, I love it. The interaction between these two has not changed a goddamn bit. I love it. Don't call me stupid, call me a dumb bitch. A sow. Okay, a female swine, a sow. Call me that, please. Oh, I'm pretty sure a lot of game journalists right now are saying the same thing. I can feel my brain dissolving just from talking to you, but instead of talking to you, they're saying they're playing this game. Just like that Kotaku article. You know, let's take the time to see how long will it take for this game to make you feel uncomfortable. I mean, only the two of you would be able to tell if it was the sister or not, since and all the flashbacks that we've seen in the previous games have all been, you know, the face has been obstructed. We actually don't know what she looks like until just now when we just saw her. Ryokyo Nechan, yes. She, for some reason, is here in the world of the living. So, well, actually, she showed up as like a spirit or something. And I guess that old lady was trying to, like, send her to the afterlife. And so they're like, no, well, if she does that, then she's gone forever, so we gotta stop her or something. Yeah, just so that we can have, like, exploding coffins kick our ass again? No thanks. Is that self-doubt I see in you, Ryobi? How do we get... Well, that's a fairly good question. I mean, assuming that the explosion sent you flying somewhere, which is a thing that we didn't see, then, yeah, I guess you'd have to, you know, start searching. Ah, you're pointing at me. If this game was 3D, I'd feel that finger poking my nose. Oh my god! See that light over there? That very convenient, super duper bright light? Sure, whatever. I mean, it's definitely abnormal, so, let's go follow it. Usually, you shouldn't follow the light, but now I think we should. Who cares about explanations? Let's go see her. Well, I mean, that'll definitely get us straight into the action a lot quicker. Oh, by the way, you see this little image right here with Ryobi looking to the side with the ... right there? I think I'm gonna make a counter for that because you're gonna be seeing that a lot. Oh, no, nothing is wrong. It's just her being a moody teenager as always. And knowing how aggressive and angry she is all the time, I'm pretty sure she's not gonna reveal her feelings until like the very end of the story. It is nothing, even though it totally is something. I'm a tsundere character, so I have to hide my feelings until the very last moments. Oh! What? Oh, did she just notice? Oh my god, the audience! There's someone playing the game, I can see him through the screen. Ah, shit, I gotta run away. Oh, weird! Zoom in. Okay, no need to call her a bitch. That's... Ready and willing, master. I mean, I guess with Riona is the only person that you can call a bitch and have it be okay. Yeah, that was a weird like zoom in back there where it had like the full body shot and then zoom in. I guess they were trying to make the illusion of like something approaching them, but to me it just looked like something a little bit out of place. But anyway, here we begin. The very first level of our very first shot at Estival Versus. So here we go. So, of course, because we're starting a new game, we have the tutorial and the instructions and all that kind of stuff, so I can pretty much explain all this myself, but, you know, you can pause the video or whatever to read the thing if you want. So, basically, you can move around with L. I am using a PlayStation 4 controller. I'm playing this on a PlayStation 4. The previous videos that I showed were on PlayStation Vita, but they all pretty much control the same. You move with L, you jump with X, you move the camera with R. Obviously, the camera control here is a lot more sensitive and a lot faster. With the little nub that the Vita has, you kind of just go full on left or full on right here. Because the controller is a lot more complex, you can actually do like a soft, you know, turn or like a fast turn. And over there, just like in Shinobi Versus, at the bottom right corner of the screen, you have a little compass that shows you where you have to go. And so if you press circle, you can, you know, do a little dash. And if you hold it down, you can run. So there we go. Oh, and also, a brand new thing. You have a little, kind of a AI co-op character here. So you actually have Riona with you. It's not just the one character anymore. So that's pretty good. Anyway, they're taking a lot of stuff from Senran Kagura 2 and actually adding it on here to this game. Which, you know, anything that is connected to Senran Kagura 2 is always great in my book. I personally think that Deep Crimson on 3DS is the best Senran Kagura game out of all of them. But anyway, press square for a quick, weaker attack. And of course, as you all know, triangle for stronger attack. Holding down the stronger attack will perform a unique move that is dependent of each, single character. You can press up to lock onto an enemy. And there you go. Now we begin with the slaughter. Ah, yeah, this is Senran Kagura. This definitely feels like it. And so, how does this compare to the Vita version? I can very safely say that this is a much more different game. This is definitely not the same game, especially in terms of controls and in terms of, visuals and all that kind of stuff. I can definitely tell the distinction. I mean, aside from the fact that it runs on 60 FPS, which makes it kind of feel a lot smoother, a little better. The fact that I'm playing this on a PS4 controller makes it, I don't know, just overall, I feel more comfortable playing it on here than on a Vita. But then again, I also felt very comfortable playing it on a PlayStation 3 controller when I grabbed Estival Versus and played it on a PlayStation Vita TV. I really, really enjoyed it a lot. I almost played Estival Versus exclusively on PlayStation TV because I felt really good playing it on a DualShock 3. But it feels even better on a DualShock 4, since the DualShock 4, for some reason, I feel has kind of higher sensitivity with the analog sticks and all that kind of stuff. I don't know, I just feel a lot more comfortable, and it feels really nice. So, Ninja Art gauge is located below the health gauge and fills up when you deal or receive damage. And so, of course, if you press L1, you can actually do a Shinobi Transformation, which is one of the highlights, I guess, right now. So here we go. Transform! Let's see how that looks like. And of course, it's just full-on nudity at this point. It's not just throwing it up in the air. Now it's just, their clothes are just flat-out gone. But now they transform. Of course, I think it's a lot more awesome here than it has been in any other game. Well, actually, Senran Kagura 2 had a really cool transformation, but I think, yeah, this one in Estival Versus is one of the better ones. So, of course, you have the aerial rave. They're not teaching me the aerial rave right now, but, they'll do it later. But, of course, because we are experienced Senran Kagura veterans, we know exactly how to do it. Just square, square, triangle, and then circle to dash into them. And there you go. Of course, whenever you transform, your co-op partner also transforms. So Riona's in her white, weird ice skating angel costume. And there we go. And she can, yeah, kill people for you. And now, they're teaching us about ninja arts. So there we go. We have a square ninja art, a triangle ninja art, and a circle ninja art, which is our ultimate. And so we cannot learn the ultimate until we reach a certain level. So right now, that's a no-go, but we can still do this. And of course, I believe the ninja arts are way better, because now they don't actually take you out of a cutscene. Well, they don't take you to a cutscene, and instead, they actually happen in real time as you're doing it. And the camera angles are really, really cool. And I think Ryobi's triangle ninja art is actually different. So depending on where you are, if you're too close to a wall or something, the camera angle will not happen. But for the most part, if you're in a big open space, it will actually show you the really cool camera shot. Really, really nice. I like it a lot. So aerial rave, triangle, stomp, transformation, ninja arts, everything is here. Everything is here. Exactly what you thought. Exactly what you were expecting out of SK. Everything is here, even though I do have a lot of problems with this game. And I've said this, again, you can see my checking out video on this. If you want me to be more in depth on why I dislike a lot of things about this game, even though I do enjoy it quite a bit, is mostly the controls. You know, I was saying on that checking out video for the Vita version, I said, I really want to play the PS4 version because I want to see if the controls feel any different, you know, because of the 60 FPS and the DualShock 4 and all that kind of stuff. I wanted to see if there was any kind of difference, and there is, for sure, but there are a lot of things like the animations and the recovery animations and, you know, all that kind of, all those small little things in between button presses. They're still there, and they still annoy me a lot, so, yeah, you're gonna see me complain about that a lot during this series. And of course, the localization and the translation, I complained a lot about it in Shinobi Versus, and it's pretty much unchanged from that game to this game. It's pretty much in the same style, so whatever, you know, I'm kind of getting used to it. I kind of just gotta give them the benefit of the doubt, so I'm not gonna complain as much about it as I did before. But, you know, sure, I just wanted to let you know that, basically, Shinobi and Estival are one and the same when it comes to translation and all that kind of stuff, but entirely different when it comes to controls. I feel like, in terms of controls and the gameplay, they went through a little bit of a regression, but, you know, you'll see it as it happens. There we go. What did I tell you? You're gonna be seeing that a lot, so I think the counter now is at 2. I'm not gonna be counting it every single time, but I'm definitely gonna edit the video to count it for me. Yeah, are you really that much of a moody teenager that, you know, the simple fact that, you know, your sister came back from the dead, or at least seemingly came back from the dead, that doesn't make you happy? The fact that you can see your dead sister again that you loved so much, that you know, the dead sister that you almost killed a person for, you know, you can see her again and you're like, I don't know. Okay, now you're using the so thing. She didn't react with the whole so thing, but okay. But I did find it funny that they brought it back. What's happening? Coochie coochie, oh. Oh, she's tickling her. Ah, come on, what can't you fix with a tickle fight? Oh, there we go. That's Riona being smart for you. Oh, fix what? There we go, I caught you, so there is something wrong. You need to get ready, you're not mentally prepared to look at your sister again. Oh god. We'll just, like, revert the transformation. Sometimes I feel like Rihanna just does that on purpose so that she can get insulted. This is just gonna be an endless cycle, so please, I think, you'd think that Riona would be the perfect medicine for Ryobi to just cool it and be more chill. But nope, it just keeps coming back around. What do you mean what do you mean that she's not gonna like it? Like, isn't like Ryobi and Riona always like this? Like, didn't Ryoki know these two girls in the way that we see them now? There we go. Well, no wonder she loves Ryoki so much. She loves me just the way I am. And that's the best thing she could ever say to her. Nah, I don't think Ryoki would be that mean. I mean, you would. You're definitely that mean, but Ryoki doesn't seem... She seems like a motherly figure, so... Yeah, again, you know, she's very accepting, so why would she? Like a plum, a sour plum. Why, thank you very much for elaborating. Yeah, I'm here like that. Why'd you have to say it like that? So, as I've said, because I had to review this game for the site, I have had the necessity of actually having to look at a little bit of the story in advance before doing the series, and I'm surprised at how funny and just flat-out hilarious the game is. I mean, the previous games have had comedy in them, but not as much as, you know, this game. Like, Estival vs. specifically has a pretty hilarious, you know, script, with most of it just being a lot of comedy and not a lot of serious moments. Not as much as Shinobi vs. At least. She's super excited. I've never seen her this excited about anything. Oh, suddenly big flash of white light. Where is she? I'm like, she's all upset. Oh man, am I in like the Twilight Zone now? God damn it. What am I supposed to say to you after ... Oh, you're gonna keep us in suspense, are you? Great. Well, you're not gonna reveal that until much later, I'm sure. You're definitely that kind of character that's just gonna keep her mouth shut and keep continuing on to be mysterious and stuff until the very end, until it's way too late. Okay, but completely unnecessary backshot, but you know, here we go. So that bright light turned into a beach. Yeah, we were like in the woods before. And now we're in a beach. And now they're not transformed anymore, somehow. I mean, I know that they can do that at will, but, you know, going from, you know, Shinobi outfit to just regular outfit, from one from one freaking cut to the other, it's just, it's weird, it's disorienting. And then a Dutch angle, for some reason. There we go. She got the Dragon Ball Z halo going on there. Oh, God. That's scary. Oh, great. Just like that? Oh, well, I guess I came back. Alright, what's up? She's very nonchalant about the whole thing. Well, I guess I'm alive now. A miraculous 8 days. Alright then. Let's begin the series. But first, Bikini Girls! Yeah, there we go. So this is the actual opening scene that I'm sure a lot of people have seen already. When people take a look at Estival versus on YouTube or on like any kind of news article or anything, this is the first thing that people always show. It's a pretty nice song. It's a really, you know, catchy little tune. I personally wouldn't be blaring this on my car, but, you know, it's a nice little opening song. It definitely sounds like an opening song. And so basically it comprises of all the girls, or at least the more popular girls, dancing around in bikinis. They're all in white bikinis. And so here, you're getting a close animated look at all the characters, pretty much. Oh, there we go. Of course, Haruka doesn't have a bra on. But, yeah. I mean, we just stopped playing Shinobi Versus like a week ago. And even just looking at all this gives me, like nostalgia, you know? Like, oh man, I'm back, you know? Like, I'm back looking at all these characters. And, of course, seeing them dance. There's Homura. Am I weird for knowing, just knowing every single name of all other characters? Probably not, because I've been playing these games that have the same characters for the longest time. This is a pretty catchy song, I like this. So I think this is the first time that they actually use the 3D models in this way. You know, like they actually blend the 2D animation and the 3D animation together. Personally, I like the 2D animation way more, but, you know, the 3D ones are pretty good too. Although they do cut the frames, like the frame rate is cut like by half. They have it at like sub 30 to give it that kind of manga anime feel to it, which looks cool, but you know, when then you have 60 FPS models that look like this, it's a little weird, you know? But anyway, I don't know if I should continue on with this episode or not. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna cut it right here, I think, because we've already been recording for 30 minutes, and I think that's long enough for at least the first episode. So yeah, look, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna stop now, but then tomorrow or you know, whatever next day this video comes out, I'm gonna begin right at this exact point. So we just stopped looking at Hebijo with, you know, Ryobi and Riona and their problems with Ryoki and her coming back from the dead, and they're in this beach now, and it's all very mysterious, and then the opening cutscene. And now we're gonna move on to Gessen, where we're gonna take a look at Yumi and I assume everybody else, and let's see what happens from there. But anyway, if you guys have enjoyed this video, and if you guys feel that you're going to be enjoying the rest of this series so far in the same way that you enjoyed Shinobi Versus, be sure to give this video a like and of course subscribe, so like that you can stay updated on every single video that comes out, and like that you'll never miss a single thing at the day of release. I'm the Hat Person, and I'm super excited. I will see you guys next time for some more Senran Kagura Estival Versus. See you there!